Good day. I'm not sure if you could hear them, but when I was taking the compost to the compost bin, I noticed there was a host of parakeets. You can see them flying in that tree, and they were having a go at a magpie and at a wood pigeon. They've largely quietened down now. There's some over to the right now that are making a bit of a noise, but these have decided to stop the chasing. In fact, I think the magpie's gone, but the wood pigeon is still in the tree. But there's 6 parakeets in there as well. Bless. They're still going on. I'm not sure if you can hear them, but they're having a right old wrangle out there. The parakeets are not happy that there's magpies and wood pigeons about, it seems. But yes, welcome again to this first segment of the first full week in this new year of A Week at the Plot 2023. This is just extraordinary that another year has gone by, but you know, it has. I'm going to be saying it. I do wonder, I'm going to look this up because I do wonder whether there is something in the truth or the truism that people are saying about the older you get, the faster time moves. And I'm certainly finding at the moment, as I know Richard is and Vivi and other people, that time just seems to be moving so swiftly. You know, as we go week by week, month by month and year by year, it just seems to be speeding up. But yeah, is that a realism, or is it just what we think? Maybe there's something because of the thought that there may be less time ahead than there has been gone before. I don't know. I'll have to do some research. Listen to them. They just stopped again. Yeah, I'll do some research, which for me is Googling. So that's what I'm going to do. One thing I haven't done yet, but I think I will be doing tomorrow, I hinted at it last week, was to go through my seed box. We keep our seeds in a Tupperware box, or an airtight plastic box in the fridge. They used to be all over the house. You know, my seeds used to be in wardrobes, in cupboards, in the fridge. Few I would keep in the freezer. You know, some down the back of the sofa. I mean, I used to be terrible. And then we got Bertie the box, and I sorted that out. Gosh, when is that? That must be, I suppose, 3 or 4 years ago. 4 years ago, maybe. And yeah, I sorted it out, and I kept my seeds largely in that box, but not in the fridge. Then I put it in the fridge, and then I thought, you know what, the best thing to do is to get a big Tupperware style box and use that. And that's what we have now for all of our seeds. And I would say that 99% of our seed now, if not more, is kept in the fridge. It usually comes out of that box when I'm going to be sowing. Then I take the packet back home, put it back in the box and back in the fridge. And I haven't looked at it yet, but I am going to be looking at it. And I am going to really evaluate what seeds I've already got. I know I've got a lot, and in fact, I'm not sure whether I need any more seeds for the things that I know I'm going to grow. We've been saving a lot of seeds of various things over the last few years. So we have plenty beans, we've got peas, we've got carrot seeds, which we have saved, the London market. So it'll be interesting to see if they grow. Parsnips, am I going to do parsnips? I think if I am going to do parsnips, I will get fresh seed, because parsnip seed, even in the fridge, only lasts maybe 3 or 4 years. And what else? Yeah, I think everything else. We've got beetroot, we've got turnips, we've got other carrot seed, we've got, yeah, I think we've got virtually everything. You know what? I think we have. I've got some gigantes from Vivi. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to need any more seed, and that actually is really, really good. You know, maybe there is something that I do want to grow this year that I haven't got yet? Maybe potatoes. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's potatoes. We don't have any seed potatoes yet. I haven't ordered any seed potatoes yet. I did think if there was a potato day at a place near us, Roots and Shoots, which is sort of a bit in town. Where is it? It's near, oh, I can't think, Thingy Palace. Oh, there's the allotment. One of our subscribers used to have an allotment there. Vauxhall, near Vauxhall. They're near Vauxhall, and if they're having a potato day, then I will most probably go down there. Haven't been to a potato day for very, very many years. But I think in truth that is the only thing that we need if I decide we're going to do potatoes, which I think we will. We will do some because we'll have a bed. We're likely to be here until June, July, maybe August. And who knows, you know, the situation may change. We may win the lottery, in which case, if we win the lottery, we won't be moving, you know. I don't think we do the lottery, so how are we going to win it, I'm not sure, but you know what I mean. So yeah, you know, look at those seeds that you've got. Determine whether you really, really want or need, more importantly, additional seed. If you do need it, then buy it. If you want it, then do you really know you're going to grow it? If you are, then buy it. But remember that seeds are very precious things. We forget, because there's such an abundance of seeds in the Western world in particular, we forget how precious seeds are, and we really, really shouldn't. You know, they're miraculous things. All of life is miraculous. And to see something go from, you know, a minuscule dot of a seed to a, you know, full grown carrot, which may have gone into its second year of growth and is now itself producing seed, is something quite extraordinary. You know, so do think that they're precious. I know we all get excited by seeds. I know we do. And, you know, Wilco's will have their seeds in soon and people will be rushing and going, oh, you know, I've spent £8 and I've got 167 packets of seeds from Wilco. Woohoo! Fabulous! Are you going to be using that 167 packets of seeds? Could you have spent less actually and got fewer seeds which are actually going to grow? You know, do think about seeds as being precious, because they really, really are. And if you want to grow something, really have a think about whether A, you want to grow it, and B, whether you need to grow it. If you're more into homesteading and you're growing your own food, of course you're going to need to grow certain vegetables and certain fruits for your own health and well-being. But many people are hobby gardeners. I mean, we eat from our plot, but we're hobbyists more. You know, if things go wrong here, we buy our food. You know, if the brassicas all went, we would be buying brassicas. You know, if the carrots didn't happen, we'd be buying carrots. You know, well, we are buying carrots at the moment because the carrots didn't happen last year, did they, for us? The parsnips, I didn't do parsnips last year, so we've been buying parsnips. You know, we wouldn't be doing without. We would be going and buying our food. But having things on the plot here which are fresh, which are full of vitamins and full of life is really, really good. So I want to try and maximize that as much as possible, whilst also understanding that I may be moving with Richard further up north or towards sort of Wales at some point this year. So yeah, you know, please dig out your seed boxes, have a look at what is in there, make a note of everything that you do have, and I'd say go through that seed box 2 or 3 times with your notes, because I've done notes before and I thought, hang on, I thought I had some broad beans, and then I find them, they've been tucked into another envelope. You know, as I was sort of putting things in, they've been tucked into another envelope, and I do have broad bean seeds and I don't need to go and buy any. So do double check your seed boxes or your seed trays or your seed collections, whatever they are, several times, and determine what you need and what you would like, and then try and hone those down. If you've already got seeds, use seeds, because seeds will normally have a decent life. Things like carrots and particularly parsnips have a shorter life. Things like beans and peas have a really long life, and brassicas, really long life, particularly if you look after your seeds and care for your seeds. If you put them in the fridge as soon as you get them, or as soon as you've saved the seed and they're fully dried, and you've done the Kawanga method of putting them in the freezer for 3 or 4 days and taking them out and then putting them in the fridge, if you've looked after your seeds, they will last a long time. If you don't look after your seeds and you leave them in a shed and they have lots of cold, they might be slightly moist, there'll be, intensive heat as we had last year, they are going to have a lifespan which is greatly reduced. So yeah, please think about things. If we don't need to buy things, then really we shouldn't be buying them. Yes, if you want to grow something a little bit different or a little bit special, maybe you need to go out and buy it, or maybe you could see if somebody else has got that and you can do a seed swap, or even just a seed gifting. Maybe other people will be happily give you some seed and you can give it to, other seed to other people at other times and just pass that gifting on. Anyway, it is damp, as you saw. It is cold. It's got colder. It's about 6 degrees at the moment, I think. There is a bit of a wind, but I think what I'm going to do before I go home, I'm going to go up the canal and just have a brief walk and then get back home and get back to my desk. So I will see you later in the week for another segment of A Week at the Plot. Will it be tomorrow? Will it be later in the week? I don't know yet. Depends really how my working and writing goes. So yeah. Anyway, Happy New Year to you all, and I will see you again very soon. Gosh, that was a ramble, waffle, rant, wasn't it? Yes, it was. See you soon. Bye. Good day. I've just brought cardboard down. As you'll remember, there's sort of some holes in these bits of cardboard that I'm going to put smaller bits of cardboard underneath, and I'm still not finding the big bits of cardboard. Actually, a neighbour did have some really big bits of cardboard because they moved in again before Christmas, having had their house done, but unfortunately I didn't know the cardboard boxes, the removal boxes were there, and they got far too wet to move them, which was a great shame because that would have covered everything like 3 times over. But anyway, I've got smaller bits of cardboard and smaller boxes that were within that box that I brought down, and they'll be going underneath this cardboard just to block out light. And I'm going to get on and weed this bed. You'll remember that I weeded that bed, that brassica bed, the other day. So I'm going to get on and weed this one today. I won't show you that because you saw what I did last week. What you may also remember is that, let me move that, our brassicas last week, 2 had gone mushy in the stem. Look at that, and you can see it's just squished through. Oh, it smells horrible, and just it froze through and then rotted. And in fact, if I look down the bottom, yeah, down there it's also rotted too. I was wondering whether I think I might just cut it down to here and see if any of this lower bit regrows, though the outside, the skin if you like of the stalk, look, I can't think that's going to come back. No, I doubt it. Oh,
But you know what, I'm going to cut it down anyway and see if it does come back. That one over there, you can see is bent over and the same. The others are okay. The interesting thing is it's happened to the Portuguese cabbage. It hasn't happened to these two here, but it's happened to the Portuguese cabbage, and I think that's because the stalk of the Portuguese cabbage is far more spongy inside than other brassica stems. It's quite soft inside, so I guess was easily frozen when we got that cold snap through. But hey ho, as I say, we'll cut that down, because you may remember this broke off here maybe 2 months ago, and I just shoved it in the ground, and that's doing okay. So maybe if I just cut this down, this will regrow from the base, who knows. And I don't know, there's these are our other Portuguese cabbage, and they're being a bit battered. They seem to be being eaten underneath the netting. Maybe that cold spell didn't get rid of enough snails and slugs. Hey ho, never mind. But yeah, that sun, you can't really see it hugely, but it is adding a little glow to everything, which is nice. Oh, and the other thing, when I came down, I noticed some movement in this pond, and I've got a feeling that there's a frog in there already. I'll have to check our other ponds further up there. Right, I'm just going to leave it there and get on and weed that bed. See you again soon. Bye. Good day. I've been meaning to cut back this path with shears for quite a while, and even though there's a lot of mess everywhere, I decided I would cut this back, because what I'm trying to do is keep this area as a non-wildlife path mainly, so that any of the frogs that are under here can actually use this area here, which I'll open up a bit, as a cut through to get to the pond over there should they wish to, or to get to underneath the ceanothus over here. So what I'm trying to do is garden with a real sense of wildlife. I talked about having a wildlife corridor a couple of years ago, and I've sort of let it go to really a whole wildlife area, but I just want to clear up around here so that I can have this as an area for wildlife coming through here, managing this path properly, but allowing wildlife to come along here and either go to the pond that's over there underneath the ceanothus, or come into the pond here. And this above ground pond is where I saw a frog the other day, and if I leave this area just like this, it will become more and more untamed as time goes on. So I'm just going to tame this area a bit by thinning things out and cutting things down. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. Have a good day. This is the artichoke. As you can see, it really took a battering in that cold. Just tidying it up a bit. I'm leaving the leaves but taking the sort of slime. As you can see, I've had a really good weed of this bed. It's been a morning of sunshine and showers, so I've had to move the position of the camera because it was raining. So yeah, but I persevered in the rain, and then it stopped raining and I managed to do this bed. I was surprised at just how much couch grass was in there, which has travelled over from here, I think. You can see how much couch grass is in this bed over here, but also that grass that I was talking about a week or so ago, which just sort of flew in and seeded itself. And yeah, the plan now is to cover it with further cardboard, which I'll have to try and find. And you know what, it started raining again, so well, it's drizzling. I'm going to get into the shed. I've come into the shed and shut the door. The reason that I've shut the door is because the sun has come out now and it's really banging in the door, and outside it's too bright to film and I don't want to put my sunglasses on. But yeah, this is just a roundup segment. So I'm really pleased to have got the wildlife ponds sorted, those two wildlife ponds, the washing up bowl ponds. I wanted to just make some air around them and to tidy them. I haven't cut everything back and everything down because some of that grass that has grown up is actually acting as a protection. And yeah, I didn't want to cut it all down to the ground, but I've made it neater. And I've also opened up an area that I know is going to really grow back, which is where the rhubarb is. And then when I had done that and done a few other bits of weeding, I thought, you know what, let's crack on with the soft fruit bed. And I'll do some of that. I didn't expect to do it all. And it's taken me maybe about an hour and a half because it has been a morning of blazing gorgeous sun and heavy showers and showers in between, if you see what I mean, with some bright spells. So, you know, when it's been really sunny or bright spells, I've been out there weeding, and when it's been raining, I've been in here sort of pondering what to do. But I'm pleased to have got that soft fruit bed sorted to the level that it is sorted. I will get some cardboard, or hopefully I'll get some cardboard and put that down and put a mulch on top. But I'm really surprised by the amount of couch grass in there, which I know has come in from the sides. As you know, we're no dig here, and it just shows that you need to get your no dig beds right to make sure that you don't have things like couch grass or bindweed or sankfoil encroaching onto your growing spaces. Yeah, and you know, I think we do quite well, and that bed certainly looks an awful lot better. It's certainly not an Instagram post, you know, an Instagram thing, instant. You know, it took me an hour and a half on my, well, maybe an hour on my knees with a hand fork, a lot of wrist action, sorting that all out, which sounds odd again when I say it, but what I mean is there's been an hour's good work on my knees with a hand fork doing the weeding. So, you know,
It's work. That's what allotmenteering is. I think some people think you could put down cardboard and plant through it and everything's all lovely and wonderful and you'll have fabulous crops. It's work. And yeah, it is. It is. So that's another bed almost prepared. I mean, it's another bed prepared, that fruit bed. You know, I'm glad that it's done. I think this week, hopefully we'll find more cardboard, and I think we're going to start emptying some compost bins. That's next week, I mean. Why did I'm still not used to the days. It's Sunday, isn't it? It's Sunday, yeah. So this is the last segment of A Week at the Plot for this week. So yeah, next week, maybe we'll be doing some emptying of compost bins. Anyway, see you very soon. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. If you have got any questions, please feel free to ask them. And also, I'm writing, it's not necessarily a gardening piece. Some of the pieces are gardening focused. I'm writing a new blog, articles and things like that on a platform called Medium. If you go to medium.com/@PaulSavident, which is my name, you can sign up to get the articles notified to you when they come out. So if you wish to do that, please do. I'll put the link down below of exactly what it is. And I think you can go to settings and go to notifications, and if you don't want to get daily notifications and you only want notifications of when I have a new article out or others that you might like to follow, you just sort of uncheck that that area there in notifications. Anyway, I will see you very soon, and I hope you have a good week. Bye.